Okay, we have a second person we are aware of in real life. And again, this knowing these people like this guy and that Ethan guy exist, it's like a pox on reality. It is like confusing. It is like bends my comprehension of like my knowledge of the human mind and like flips it on its ass because I now know that there is like depth that the human mind can sink further to and like be so stupid and convoluted in nature. This second person, we're going to refer to him as Rob. We have much to talk about with this person. And joining us is a guy and Spiv again.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. It's always a pleasure to talk shit for an hour. Now, let's start off with the fact that this guy, he is a natural fedora-wearing, edgy, spiritual science-following, egotistical dipshit. He would wear a fedora until I, the voice of reason in his life, told him to stop. He lives his life imitating TV shows. I made 2 videos inspired by his retardation. And it is just truly amazing to think that this person is alive.
His new thing is, well, have you seen the cartoon Moonbeam City?
I have not.
Alright, well, it's like Vaporwave the cartoon. That's what he's into now. And he wants to,
Vaporwave. Yeah, his obsession because I liked it. So he copies ideas from everything he sees in media, and then when one of us comes into his life with like an original idea, he immediately copies it as if he were copying TV. So does he do anything significant with this cartoon? Or is it just part of his obsession with Vaporwave?
It's, you know how it is with him. He wants to cosplay as this one main character. He was talking about going to some anime convention and him and his girlfriend both cosplaying as, I mean, you can just picture.
I wouldn't describe this as like Vaporwave the show. I would describe this as like retrowave, like the '80s Miami revitalized.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see what you're. Yeah, he. Oh yeah, I'm looking up this character. Yeah, he's like a ladies' man. He's cool. He's beautiful. He's got women all over him. So Rob thinks that naturally he is this person. He probably.
Yeah, and he's,
So what this show is basically is like Archer, but 80s Miami.
Yeah, it was made by this. Nah, but this show is his new thing, and he's, this summer he's gonna, when he has a little bit more time, he's gonna get out and lose a bit of weight and go to a thrift
he's
store
gonna lose some weight. He's gonna lose some weight.
I've been hearing that.
I've been hearing the lose
for like a decade.
Yeah, we've been hearing the lose weight story for years, eons.
At least 10 years I can think of.
This is the running theme of his persona. Of his personality. He talks a lot of shit and gives up when it's time to put money where his mouth is.
He's also the alpha male.
Yeah, he always has to be the alpha male. He refers to himself as the alpha male. He's like, when he has a group of friends, he's like, I am the alpha male of this group. Everyone else is a beta male.
Were you around whenever he was doing that phase that he would actually categorize people?
Yeah, alpha
like
male,
people
beta male, yeah.
Yeah, that were actually around him. He was an alpha male, and everyone else around him had to prove themselves, literally by doing things. Doing dangerous or destructive things to themselves in order to be considered cool in his own eyes.
Well, he's
Yeah,
the alpha male because he was
that.
born. He was born with
he
warrior
has
gene.
the warrior
gene.
The warrior gene.
The warrior
gene.
Alright, this would be the part of the
Is-
video where I pop up a screenshot of that Steam chat to show how retarded it is. Boom, and there it is, and go on.
What the hell was I gonna say? He
Warrior gene, alpha male. Born the alpha male.
Yeah,
What, about his dog?
His genetic code makes him a burly warrior, but unfortunately he can't do nothing about it because his what does he have? He has MAD, or what is that? The explosive, angry emotional disorder or something like that, and he has to smoke pot and play video
extremely
games.
bipolar.
So essentially anger issues, but he wants attention for it. He wants it to use it as an excuse for his problems.
And on top of abusing his girlfriend emotionally, he takes it out on her dogs as well. But he does that. He justifies that by being the alpha male and being the pack leader.
Yeah, he's like
shit out of his dogs.
Yeah, you weren't there, but he has these two dogs, and he would
I'm
he
aware
would
of
say
his
that
first one.
He has to
that
demonstrate
husky,
that he has to demonstrate he's the alpha male by biting their ears and shit. It like further reinforces his ego to have. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but his girlfriend is kind of basically a dog, in a way, but gives it a dog as if he could use as a different method of socially advancing himself, saying, "Hey, I have a girlfriend, therefore I am not a failure." It's also as if a dog could give him money, carry him.
Well, I mean, I feel really bad for her because he has no job, and she works and is buying his weed and paying his bill.
That's what's going on now?
Damn.
But, yeah. I mean,
He doesn't even have a job?
Time. No, he's in fucking school studying psychology or whatever the fuck.
He's taking her money.
He's been doing that for like the last 9 years I've known him. He's been going to school for psychology or philosophy.
He was going for philosophy in the beginning, and let me bring up what I said in the other video. He said that he justified the philosophy thing by saying PhD. The P stands for philosophy, which means, therefore, by having philosophy, you can have any degree. You can be a doctor in anything. That's genuinely what he told me.
That literally makes no sense.
It doesn't. That's the thing.
I just feel bad for his girlfriend because she told me that's the only boyfriend she's ever had. So that's why she's like so clingy to him.
She's attached. She doesn't have very high self-esteem.
She's attached to that fucking alpha male alcoholic. Shit. Yeah. Basically.
She just doesn't know what to do about it.
Yeah, but I mean, he thinks that he gets all these bitches and everything, but I mean, look at her.
I do have a story which is totally on topic right here, and it would be fantastic.
All right, go right ahead.
I'm not sure if either of you are aware, but I was around whenever he used to have this thing where he would want to go to the local mall, and he would dress up and he would try and look really cool, and he would put on an accent and he'd try and flirt with anybody.
My god.
And he came across this person working in a Hot Topic, and she wanted nothing to do with him whatsoever, like at all. Like, it was almost cringeworthy just being around him in the same room, because he would flirt with her so bad, and she tried being nice to him, and it just escalated over weeks of us constantly returning and her being there to the point where she literally just broke down and was like, "Listen, I can't go do something with you. I'm going to go see my boyfriend." But he just kept fucking going. Like, almost to the point where...
That's not going to stop him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, you're in a relationship? Well, what's that mean anything to me? Look, do you see my burly, amazing body? I am an alpha male. I was born with the warrior gene. What does your boyfriend have?
Body?
Yeah,
is your body...
Does this neckbeard not impress you enough?
Let me tip. If I tip my fedora, you'll see how I.
Yeah, but he actually used to do that. Like he would kind of like he would walk around with it kind of Tom Waits off to the back and to the side. But whenever he would try and impress somebody, he would like put it down over his brow, and then he kind of like talk to him.
He would literally tip his fedora in public.
He literally would. He would put it down over over one eye almost, like he's trying to impersonate like a 1940s private eye. And then he'd put something in his mouth like a toothpick or something, and he would just pretend as if he was just like some kind of amazing detective.
Is that
remember? Hold on. Remember when he wanted to start the private investigator business with us? I
don't think I remember that.
Yeah, he like. I think it was maybe it was me and Ginger. Maybe you weren't involved, but he was. I think it was just when me and Ginger were the only ones hanging out with him, and he's like, "We need to start a private eye business."
He was probably watching too much like Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and then just became obsessed with the idea.
Columbo and Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
I would not doubt that, because he just finds things to obsess over, no matter what it was.
So do I, but like I don't let it control my life and think I'm superior to people because of it. I enjoy being obsessed with things. It's like fun to have this like pathetic obsession with like media. But like he makes it
he tries to live it. He wants to live it. Like I remember a while back I was talking to him. It was just years ago. And he was talking about, I think he had a PlayStation 3 because it was superior, and he didn't, for whatever reason, like supporting Microsoft, even though he had Windows 7. He was all real big macho into it. And he was talking about games he wanted to get, and I mentioned LA Noire to him because he was talking about wanting to be like a detective. So that might have inadvertently caused him to want to be a private eye.
Yeah.
But he was like, oh, well, I don't know any games I should play. And I said, why don't you try LA Noire? That's a detective game. It's okay. It's not a bad game. It's made by Rockstar, so it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto. And I didn't speak to him for like 2 weeks because he just disappeared. And the next time I saw him, he was wearing like a fucking vest, and he was talking about buying a gun. And he got like the fedora. He was trying to live as if he lived in the 40s. And then like a couple days later, he texted me. He said he bought a big fucking I think it was like a 1911 Colt or something.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but he literally became the main protagonist of LA Noire because he just played it, and then he decided that was him.
That is what happened though. When I was with him, he had the holster and the fedora and the vest.
Alright, how many times can we count of the stupid shit that he's done? Okay, LA Noire.
No, I already know this is gonna go on for a while.
He's done that with New Vegas.
Probably be a while.
Wrapping himself in layers of clothing, turning the heat all the way up in his house, and listening to Swans while traversing the Mojave.
Yeah, because of me, because I showed him Swans. Because he doesn't have any original ideas. He doesn't have any original ideas. It's because, you know what happened? I told him this one song by Swans, it is like really beautiful. It's called Song for Dead Time. It is like a simulation of wandering in the desert. And it's like the most immersive song for being in the desert. And I think I like blew his mind too much, because that became his obsession for a while. And I made a music video because I was so enraptured by this song, and he just took that and just copied it because he has no original ideas at all.
I actually just remembered something. I do not know. I had a picture before. I might be able to find it. I'm gonna look for it. But it's just in the same thing I was just talking about, getting obsessed with the video game. I remember a time when Infamous, years ago, first came out. He became unhealthily obsessed with this game, so much that he put tape on his pants and then started dressing as the main protagonist of that game.
He got the fucking jacket and the backpack, and he had
the backpack.
He's always been edgy and angsty like some fucking adolescent teenager. So he would say shit like, I wish I could just shoot lightning at cops and kill them. And I'm like, well, what? Not all cops are bad. And he's just like,
Yeah, but
all cops are
he
fucks,
made it.
man.
Was he?
Oh my god, did he deactivate his Facebook account?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know.
Because I was to
he-
say, like, if he didn't, then he blocked me. Because I was trying to find that picture.
When he was going
Okay,
through his
I can
detective
look for it.
phase, is that when he was smoking Lucky Strikes?
Yes.
Was he smoking
Probably.
Lucky Strikes
I would
because...
believe
Seriously, he would spend like $100 a week because he would just smoke them literally one after the other, if not two at the same time, because he thought it was cool.
Yeah, it had to be Lucky Strikes. That's probably partly because of New Vegas, I think.
He also
he was
had
obsessed with that
obsessions
shit,
with
too.
he had an obsession with Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and I think that's
Yeah.
kind of where he got that Lucky Strike thing.
I wasn't around for that.
Yeah, I know. I think he
this is
deactivated
early.
his account, so I can't find that picture of him.
He's essentially been a copycat retard, like, since fuck, like 11th grade for him? Probably sooner. Probably earlier than
I would.
that.
I'd definitely say sooner than that because I've known him longer than that. He was probably in like, probably still in junior high when I met him. I got to know him pretty well pretty quickly, and then I immediately regretted it.
I didn't realize he was that much of a tool.
Like, he's good. He's good at, like, he's kind of good at making. I mean, he made me think he was kind of cool at the beginning. Like,
He's very manipulative. He is. But as soon as you realize, like, you catch on to his bullshit, you kind of, like,
he can't
start
keep
to
up with the
question
facade
everything.
forever. He can't.
Yeah,
keep
like, it's just
faking.
one big escapade of him just... Like, maybe if he didn't, like, jump around so much, like, he finds one thing to obsess over, and then he just obsesses. Like, he pretended to be a detective, and then he pretended to be Tom Waits, and anything that somebody else thought was cool, he would try and, like, take over that.
And
Because he wanted to be cool in the eyes of somebody else.
Yeah,
now
like
it's,
one of the last influences I had on him was saying Vaporwave was really good, because like I still listen to it, and so like my effect on him like 2 years ago, my lasting effect still has effect to this day because he has nothing else to look to. I was probably the best thing in his entire life because he had no originality whatsoever.
Holy fuck. I want to say I did have a lot of influence on him too with that kind of stuff because I would just kind of drop something or just talk about like a song. Anything. Yeah, you just... I think it's just mainly because he wanted to... He would just run away with something like, oh, they think this type of genre of music is cool. They like steampunk. Well, then guess what? I'm going to have the biggest steampunk collection of music in the world, and I'm going to dress like that, and I'm going to start putting fucking wheels and cogs. I'm going to start collecting watches, and he would just put everything he had into it. And then he slowly devolved into an alcoholic because of it.
Oh, God.
Like, ferociously. I don't know if I should talk about it, but I'm going to, because I don't see the consequence in doing this.
Nah,
but there was one time... yeah, well, it's something bad. I don't think I ever told him. I don't think anyone else ever told him, because it was me and his girlfriend and his mom. Mike, I don't think you were there. We were all outside. Markle was there. This is like right when Markle first bought a hookah. We were all sitting out on his porch. And it was just starting to rain a little bit, so instead of going out and doing something like a fire like we always used to, we all just sat around smoking hookah.
I think I was there, but
you might have been there. I remember Ginger, Markle, someone else, which might have been you, Socrates, and myself. Now, he passed out like fucking wine coolers for whatever reason. I think he passed it off trying to be like, oh, I don't drink these are for pussies. But if you want some, you can have some anyway. So we didn't really like drink anything. I think I had like a Smirnoff, and I was the only other person that drank a single drop of alcohol. He started hammering down literally an entire bottle of God knows fucking what. It was probably some kind of mead or bizarre thing that made him think he was cool. And
Probably.
eventually,
I remember mead. on his Skyrim phase,
Yeah. This was like probably 2011, whenever Skyrim just came out. So he was kind of getting into that. Like he would make his own. But anyway, he just started getting amazingly hammered, like beyond the point of like sanity. And he started talking about shit that we didn't know, and like it was almost as if he couldn't control his thoughts from coming out of his mouth. And he started going from like talking about being a badass to talking about wanting to kill himself. And he kept drinking and drinking.
I was there. Dude, I think I was there. I saw this shit.
Around, and he went inside and passed out on the floor. Markle and me picked him up.
Dude, I was there. You know why you think I wasn't there? It's because I didn't do shit. I was just watching this happen. I was like, what the fuck?
You might have. That's maybe why I don't remember you being there, because I don't remember like interacting with you.
I remember one time we were all there, and then he fucking shot a round out of his pistol because he was so pissed off.
We need to conclude one story before moving on to the next.
You need to finish this. Listen, he passed out. We threw him on his bed and made sure, like, if he was going to throw up, he wasn't going to kill himself. And his mother came in because Katie was freaking out that he was talking about killing himself, and she took all of his alcohol. We took like boxes, and I'm talking like at least $300 worth of booze.
Her and his mom and his dad got involved too. Yeah, it was fucking...
His dad wasn't in there, but his mom was looking at me, and she was amazed because nobody else was even buzzed. Like, I'm the only person that had like maybe like a sip of alcohol, and she's trying to figure out, like, it's going through her head. I can see it in her face. Why is my son such like a mess? And she literally confides in me, like, what can I do about my child? I don't know what to do. And she's saying, like,
I remember watching it. I was watching all of that. It was really sad.
She's like, really, my son is an alcoholic. He has no control over his life. Why is he doing this to himself? And I'm like, I don't know what to do. Look at me. I didn't drink any. Nobody else drank anything. He just started drinking. So she takes all of his alcohol and all of his guns, because he had like 2 pistols and a rifle for some reason, because he was in this 1940s phase, so he wanted to be like a World War II veteran. And she just fucking hid them all. And we all just kind of like left him laying on his bed, sat out on his porch, and then dissipated over a few hours.
Oh yeah, I was definitely there. Like, I was sitting next to him. I watched him just like sink down. He got like this distraught look on his face, and he just started pounding a bottle. And I remember him talking about killing himself.
I remember Markle said a couple times, like, why don't you stop drinking and come sit down? And he was like, I'm perfectly fine. But we could tell he wasn't. Because it was just bottle, just drinking, and then lucky strike. Oh my god, please let me kill myself.
Yeah.
And it just kept going.
It's kind of a sad exit. Is that all that happened? Is there anything else?
That's all I remember. I just remember his mom like telling me like she failed as a parent.
Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, like she was.
That's like something that nobody should see.
That's some heavy shit.
It was like the most awkward moment.
Oh my god.
Because I don't remember word for word verbatim because it was so long ago, but I remember her basically saying, I failed as a parent. I don't know what to do with him. He's the only one drinking. What is his problem? How could anyone... She said to me, I thought everyone else was drinking. And I was like, nope, just kind of him. That's what he always does. And then she just took everything of his. Literally.
Jesus. It was...
It's fucking crazy.
That's a sad existence.
That doesn't explain this guy enough, then I don't know what will.
Yeah, to a normal person, that would be like a rock bottom moment. And any
but
person
like literally,
like,
this
is wrong with my life.
His whole fucking life is just a charade and an identity crisis. He doesn't know how to live.
Yeah, he never
just
knows what to do with himself.
And he just fucking God. Hits. Yeah, he has such an ego and nothing. He has such an ego, but then he just like plummets and wants to like blow his brains out. But he still thinks he's above everything that's around him. He thinks that everything isn't good enough for himself.
Well,
He was like he got drunk once. He was telling his girlfriend that she was like weak and he was sick of her, just telling that to her face while he was drunk. Just like, you're weak.
There was a time, I wasn't there, but I remember Ginger telling me that like they got in a fight and like Adam Thomas was there and a bunch of other people, Novak, and Ginger sided with Socrates because it was just like, well, he's my friend, I'm gonna side with him, but everyone else sided with his girlfriend because she was in the right and he was just basically being a piece of shit. And that was like the turning point where that was the first time they broke up, and they got together again for some reason. But like everyone's like getting tired of his shit and saying like, you know, you can't treat her like this, you can't be like this, you can't treat people like they're beneath you, and he just was not having any of it. So he just started drinking more and more and more.
I mean, I feel like in Ethan's case, he's just like a childish retard. He just doesn't understand.
He doesn't comprehend what he's doing.
He has kind of like an innocence to his stupidity. But like Rob is just like I'm honestly gonna say I think he kind of should die before he hurts someone. It's like he's broken. He's broken as fuck, and that's coming from me. He can't sustain himself.
Oh, wow.
That's really bad to wish on somebody.
He's right though, because like I moved away from where I used to live, and like he wouldn't know where I'm at. So I can honestly say I have spoken with people, and they've agreed that he would probably go on a fucking shooting spree and just kill people. I mean, just because he played a video game that you do that, like he got into the Punisher.
Don't fucking let him play Hatred. Don't let him play fucking Hatred.
That would be the fucking perfect thing. He would.
That would be the nail in the coffin. No, I think about that sometimes. He might show up at my house one day, and I gotta go grab the AK-47 off the wall, and like fucking make my last stand.
He was obsessing over some fucking game for the PS3 one day, and he was like insisting. He was really fucking drunk. He told me the next day that he apologized because he was such an asshole. Me and him got into it. He showed me this fucking. It's like a Kingdom Hearts ripoff or something for the PS3, and I was like, dude, I'm not into that shit. I don't want to. And he goes, you fucking defended Hatred, the shittiest game of 2015. And you want to use it all the time of day? I'm like, well, I don't.
Yeah, I really do
PS3.
too.
I'm not.
I can play Hatred and I can laugh about it. It doesn't like.
Yeah, but you don't become that character. You understand like what it's trying to almost parody.
It's like satire.
I was gonna say it's like a satire of what that game is supposed to be. But he would miss that, and he would think that these people are literally telling him to kill people.
That character is like it's like making fun of like the Punisher and every edgy character who has ever existed, and like parodying school shooters and shit.
That's all it really was.
This world.
I need to destroy it. This world needs to be wiped clean.
That is a pretty big piece of shit move to do. And like in Spiv's defense, if you don't care, I might talk about your ex-girlfriend. And
no, absolutely.
About how big of a piece of shit he is. He was.
I know he was trying to schmooze around.
Oh, he was gonna throw you under the fucking bus. You know, years of friendship just gone for
oh no, like fucking 9 years because he had the hots for my girlfriend. I know he did. I made it clear to her too, that was like he's trying to do this, and she knew too, but she was not having any of it either.
He talked so much shit. He talked so much shit on you. When you had one foot out the door, he was talking so much shit on you.
Oh, I know he did, because
how big of a piece of shit you were, and how
you would naturally you know that shit is going on, like, because he's that kind of person.
I knew, and I knew everything he said, because it's like I personally don't see myself as a big asshole. I try to be nice to everybody. So I would hear like from Ginger or Mike would tell me things. Even you would tell me things where it'd be like, he's saying this shit about you. This is what he said. And it's like, yeah, I know. But like when I confront him about it, he's just just like falls down like a baby, and he doesn't want to do anything about it, or he would just kind of play it off like, oh, I'm joking, I'm a big alpha male, I got the warrior gene, and he wouldn't do anything. There were times, Mike, you were actually there, that he would absolutely be in the wrong, and everybody knew it. But he would defend himself beyond any kind of like rational thought. If you remember when we used to go have fires and we go into the woods and like we would just fucking chase each other around and do this like assassin kind of thing.
Who did he spear?
Do you remember
was
the
it
time?
You?
Huh? He speared me. Yeah. He fucking.
He fucking tackled you.
He didn't just tackle me. He fucking full on.
Yeah, like I wanted to clarify.
Speared me.
Fucking. Yeah.
He fucking. I like went flying back like 9 feet, slamming into all kinds of shit, and he just fucking tackled me to the ground. And everyone was like, "Why the fuck are you doing that?" Because he was trying to be overly aggressive. And then he didn't even defend himself. He just immediately got mad at everyone else because they thought he was in the wrong. And he just started screaming and swearing at everybody. And that was like the one time we stopped talking to him for almost a year. Because he just got this complex of, I'm so much better than everyone else. How dare anyone else who is not me try and like go against me?
We need to like cut his girlfriend's support off of him. He needs to like go back to getting a job, because when you're sitting when he's just like sitting around doing jack shit and he's not experiencing any like anguish from a job, he's just like sitting there festering on his retardation.
If he can keep a job and doesn't fucking throw a hissy fit and walk out.
He's an alpha male. He's an alpha male. He can't have a manager.
Well, he used to have the dumbest fucking jobs. All right, he has some kind of degree, at least as far as I know, in some kind of culinary arts.
Yeah, he had a pretty good job at that
Seven
kind
Springs.
of like middle class restaurant.
Yeah,
that
over
too.
at Seven Springs. Or there, I know you had something else, and like he actually had a decent like. Oh yeah, he wasn't no fucking sous chef or something making good money. But he had a steady pay, he had a steady job, and he had something nice that if he stuck with it, he could have got something good out of it. But every single one of his jobs, it always like deteriorated into some reason why he couldn't stay there. Like the manager's an asshole.
Like he quit Robocchio's because they said that he was being lazy because they were watching him on the security cameras, that he sits around and doing nothing. And he's like, I was just taking a break for a couple minutes, but you know what? I think I believe he was probably sitting there doing jack shit, considering his behavior.
Oh, I know how he is. He's not the most motivated person. And you'd rather play a female character in a game like Skyrim.
Yeah. We could tie that.
Did he ever tell you why he does that?
Why he plays as a
female character in every game?
Alright, there's some games where I'll play as a female character, but I want to hear this.
Did he ever tell you that, Mike?
He might have. I think he did, but I just don't remember it.
He said, and I quote, "Are you a fucking faggot? Why would you want to stare at a guy's ass?
Why would you stare at a man's ass
all day?"
Yeah, that classic. The classic
he also
excuse.
used the word faggot. At least to me,
the classic
so you a fucking
excuse.
Faggot.
You know, who cares about immersion and roleplay and living as your character?
Because I myself also am a guy.
I
want to be immersed into what I'm doing, especially in an immersive game like Skyrim. But no, I can't do that because that would be gay, and I have to look at a female's ass.
He's that kind of person. He's like Ethan. He's so concerned with what people think of him, even when everyone around him expresses the fact that they don't care whether he's like gay or not for what gender he picks in a video game, because the game is such a big part of his life. He thinks everyone's going to turn on him because he forgets what real life is. And yet I'm the one that actually likes to be immersed in games.
Yeah, well, no, you be gay because you play as a guy. That's gay.
I mean,
I think he has a better relationship with his female companions in Bethesda games than he has a better relationship with his girlfriend.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't have been so bad. Like, I could get behind that. Like, all right, you want to play as a woman because you don't want to stare at a guy's ass. All right, fine. But as soon as I found out that he installed all those, like, porn mods almost, where, like, it's hyper-realistic nipples and super, like, everything. Like, the beauty mods.
It's immersive.
Yeah, but then it's like I'm playing as a woman because I'm not gay, but I want to erect nipples.
He wants to play. He wants to play as a character that gets fucked in every hole. He wants to be. I mean, I'm not gonna judge. I mean, I did install like the sex mods as a joke, and I watched a Warzone turn into horror in minutes.
Yeah, but that's funny and shit. Like I can get behind that too because it's kind of funny watching that stuff. But I don't think he got it to laugh. I think like he's trying to live through this bizarre female character, and he wants to feel as she's gangbanged by 9 Argonians in some kind of
maybe he
wet,
wants to feel
cave.
like he's controlling her and forcing her to be gangbanged by.
That might be true.
That makes him
too,
kind of
he
a cuckold though, because he makes him kind of a cuckold though, wanting to watch other men fuck his girl that he's controlling while he watches and
yeah,
jerks
but
off.
it's his control. He's controlling the situation. He's making them fuck
So
her.
that would be how he would so he would probably have someone come fuck his girlfriend in front of him. He would sit and watch and jerk off and be like, "Oh, it's okay. I'm the one controlling the situation."
There have been several times while I was dating and was not dating my ex-girlfriend, like throughout, because I was like on and off with her for like 5 years almost, which was a terrible fucking part on my end. And there were several times where like he would try and push a threesome just because he wanted to fuck her so bad, but I was never sure if he wanted to fuck her or if he just wanted like my balls near him.
Yeah, he
like
brought that up a few times.
I kind of feel like he's almost. I wouldn't say he's like a closeted homosexual, but like he's definitely bisexual and he wants.
If that actually happened,
that was true. I can guarantee you.
No, I mean like
you could see him trying to be the alpha male, and
I could just see Rob just like staring at his body, like at Spid's body.
Absolutely.
Like in the act,
I remember times
giving you advice. Like giving you advice on what you should do.
There were times where he would talk about like shaving himself, like his body parts. Were you ever around for any of those, Mike?
No, I don't know.
Because he would talk about like, I'm thinking about shaving my balls and stuff because Katie doesn't like blowing me because she says my junk's too hairy. And he's like, but I can't do that because the rest of my body's so hairy that I just can't do it and it would just look weird. I'm like, yeah, that's good. You do that.
Well, that's
just... Ginger was in the back of the car when he said that one time. and even like I thinking back, I'm not sure. Like he might have had like a weird obsession with me because there were times where like he would. Like,
well, you were the me before I showed up for him.
Kind of, but like
you were the source of his originality, like the dynamic thing in his life that, aside from the TV shows, otherwise he would sit. Because right now he's still obsessed with Vaporwave ever since I mentioned to him 2 years ago.
It's because he doesn't have an outside source now.
He just sits and festers on the influence that we bring to him. Otherwise he has nothing. He will repeat things forever.
I'm almost curious about wanting to do something, and not that this is off topic, because this kind of is like the same thing. Ginger, for whatever reason, because he's retarded, keeps talking to me about Socrates the last few days. He's like, we should try talking to him again. And I'm like, I want nothing to do with him.
Maybe he wants to get... I mean, I can't even bother to be around him for a second to get to that bar in the basement. That bar would be amazing to record in, but I can't take
absolutely. I couldn't take him either.
He desperately tried to get me to be the middleman to rekindle a friendship between Mike and Rob.
Yeah,
I'm sure of it.
Nope, nah.
Like he would text me and tell me like, hey, like just tell Mike like I'm not upset over what he did or whatever.
Oh, that
I don't know what.
Yeah, that
actually reminds me too.
Classic thing. Yeah, he said the same thing to you. He's like, I'm not mad at you. You
no,
can come back.
like, oh my, I wish I actually
Exactly.
saved those text messages. I might be able to find them right now because I saved them on this like fucking cloud service. No, he sent me text messages whenever like we had that schism where like Mike and I stopped talking. Chuck, I kind of kept talking to you for a while, but
well, don't feel bad about that because I also stopped talking to like my family too. So.
Well, no, it's not even that. I'm just talking about Socrates because he. Oh my god! I wish I need. If I have these still, I'm gonna lose my fucking mind, and I don't. Fuck! I don't see them in.
If you could at least describe them, like we've lost a lot of.
No, I can't. But just the way he spoke, he sent me text messages, and it's just
so
like
condescending. Yeah.
Yeah, he was blaming me for something that he did. And he's like,
he said the same thing to Ginger.
Yeah, if you just come back now, we will forgive you. But although you will no longer be a beta, you'll be like an omega. He was downgrading my manliness.
God.
And he's like, and I'll take that apology. You can get in front of everyone and apologize to me personally, and tell me why you feel that I should accept you back into my life. Because I'm closing my circle, and my circle is going to be the only people I talk to. And if you don't want to be involved with that, then you can go fuck yourself. And that is basically what he said to me. But it was like over a series, and like I was giving him shit back. Like I broke down and I was like, listen, you're not the alpha male you think you are. You're a fucking overweight asshole that obsesses over anything and nobody really likes, but everyone just kind of stays around you. Mostly out of pity, and then he started trying to throw this Freud stuff out, saying that I have to, like, demeanor myself and him by using retorts like, oh, you're fat, or oh, nobody likes you, so he thought,
the amateur psychoanalyzing thing. When he is so grossly self-aware of his own situation, and then he tries to analyze other people. He's
seriously,
in the dark
you did that to me,
reality.
and I just stopped talking to him. And that was like 4 years ago, almost. Where I was just like, I'm done, I'm not talking to you, just go fuck yourself. And then I put down the phone and I stopped replying to him. And he texted me a couple other times, giving me the same kind of, you just apologize to me and then we'll forget all about it kind of thing. And I was just not having any of it.
He legitimately deserves, like, the anguish he feels at the end of every day for feeling inadequate. Because he can never...
No, he does it to him fucking self.
Yeah, he fucking deserves it because he does so much stupid shit to other people. It's like he doesn't even deserve pity. He deserves
it's because he's trying to pity himself.
He deserves to just be given vodka and a gun and just sent to the woods.
Geographically speaking, because you've been there, like, his house was kind of like, not really hokey pokey, but it was out there, and there was some train tracks we would follow to this wooded area where we would have fires and fuck around, even drink. I've imagined over these years that I have not spoken to him, just him sitting with a fucking bottle of some bizarre kind of alcoholic drink because he wanted to be edgy, sitting with a gun that he would put in his mouth with not even any bullets in a clip or a magazine because he just wanted to be like almost feel like he was putting his hands in his...
He's like thinking to himself, I hope someone notices me being he's
just hoping somebody's walking through this random stretch of woods right now, sees me with a bottle and a gun, and then think I'm cool. He's like kill myself.
He's like hoping there's some kind of like god of television that watches humanity or something.
He did have this bizarre obsession. I don't know, when we started working on his library upstairs, he started talking to me like in the weirdest ways. How he went from being like an agnostic or an atheist to an agnostic, because he started reading these books by like Carl Sagan and Albert Einstein, and he based on just their writing somehow that there is in fact a god, but it is too complex for like almost like an H.P. Lovecraft kind of thing where it's humanity can't possibly comprehend it.
Yeah, he's like he's one of those people. He says God is too complex to comprehend, and yet allow me to interpret what he probably means to you.
Yeah,
but he's too complicated to understand.
Yeah,
but he is God.
You just go.
He is God.
Oh, yeah, he is one and the same.
He is God in his own fucking eyes.
He's like, there is a God because I am him. I am here. I am on this earth.
He got super... I think some of you might have been there. He got, like, really super sloppy drunk. And then he was, like, talking to me, like, with a straight fucking face, just saying how, like, we're just a figment of his imagination. We're just characters in his show.
Became a solipsist, yeah. Yeah.
I wasn't around for that, but I believe that.
It's like what I believed when I was 14. I thought if I died, the whole world would disappear. But he is 26 or something. I don't know what his age is.
I'd say 25, going on 26.
Yeah, so he's an adult believing this. He is that cut off from reality. This is why we are discussing this. It's because like you look at everyone around you and you look at yourself and you wonder if there's problems with yourself, and then you look at him and he's just like in his own little snow globe of a world.
I wouldn't even go that fucking far because it's just basically his bedroom and nowhere else. Because
I isolate myself a lot, but I'm aware of everything that is going on. Like I'm aware of how other people feel, of how other people will think of things, of how I would appear to others.
He's numb and like he lacks empathy and understanding.
It's it's a form of like autism, yeah.
You literally, pretty much,
when he called me, taking all this into consideration, the final thing that drove me over the fence, and I said, I will never talk to you again, called me a neckbeard. He is. I am not even. He is literally a neckbeard, and he is.
He is
like,
not literally. He physically is. He wears a fedora and has a neckbeard.
He is physically wearing a fedora and in the neckbeard, and he's also figuratively, mentally a neckbeard. I am clean shaven and I have empathy, so that just like it's just insane. I was stupefied. Like my brain almost broke for a second. I'm like, how did you come to this conclusion and never look in a mirror?
He literally told me one time. He messaged me saying we gotta do something about Mike because he's turning into a neckbeard.
I think it's because I disagreed with him on something. I can't even remember what the fuck it was. I think it's something. I think I said because there's no even real. I'm not gonna turn this into religion or anything. There's no reason to believe in any religion. You can think that there is possibly a god or anything, but it has no effect on your life. So and from that, it's like life is just about, like coming up with. I mean, like it is a form of coming up with justifications to keep on living, but he just uses it to inflate his ego and shit. And just because of the fact that I didn't care about any religion. I think it was more about the fact that I don't believe in spirit science. I don't believe in magic crystals or souls or reincarnation. And from that, he said, he was huge
on that for a long time.
Yeah, that's spirit science bullshit.
Oh, Jesus Christ, don't even fucking start on that shit. Because Astral, I remember...
One of the inspirations for my videos, Astral... Hold on, did he tell you about how he astral projected and met his high school crush? Did he tell you that?
Yes. I vaguely remember that. But
that is what I was making fun of in that video.
He actually started telling me before that he learned how to astral project because he, he was lucid dreaming. He taught himself how to do it. And his subconscious from another plane of existence came in and actually told him the secrets to leaving his body. and that's how he
Okay.
learned how to astral project.
Because only he could show himself how to do anything. No one else.
Exactly. No. He fucking is just
It's
so superior
fucking-
to everyone else.
It
that only
never.
he knows everything.
It just
Guys.
descends forever.
Guys,
It just
shut
goes
up.
on.
Shut up.
Hold on.
I'm meditating. I'm going to project myself.
I can see you
Quiet.
here now.
I could feel you.
What are
I'm
you
right
doing
there.
fondling
Why
those
you-
balls?
I was just
Stop
about to
touching
say
me
that.
there.
Why are you touching?
Just accept
Yeah, get out of my pants!
that this is real.
I'm connected to him on a spiritual level. I can see all this
feel you
happening.
inside of my body.
We're all connected. We're all one.
Except only I am.
Assimilation. 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 Ah, it is done.
But this summer, gonna lose a bit of weight. I'm gonna download FL Studios and make vaporwave.
I'm gonna go record something. It's gonna be big. We're gonna start a TV show. It's gonna blow everyone away. It's gonna be like Tim and Eric.
You know what? We actually, you were around for all of those. Some of those ideas that we actually came up with were not that bad. But whenever you stop and look back, if you remember any of them, it always focused on him being some kind of superior thing. Like that
Yeah.
one thing where, like, he was playing some kind of psychiatrist, and I think,
Yeah, he was the
I was
psychiatrist that
supposed-
fixes everyone's problems.
yeah, I was supposed to be some kind of schizophrenic, and you were like the absolutely insane version of me, and we would just switch back and forth.
Yeah.
When I was
yeah.
calm and normal, it was me, but
that's-
whenever it was crazy, it was you.
Yeah.
And it was just gonna be shit like that. But he was going to be the psychiatrist, the one that was always in charge and always like above everybody else, because everyone else was crazy in his sane
That's-
world.
Yeah. That's a blast.
All
from the
that shit.
past.
I still have like all
Fucking
these
hell.
scripts and shit we wrote up, but it is that's another thing about him is he could never start something and finish it. Like the fucking
yeah.
that bar.
That's the running thing. He talks a lot of shit and then he stops. When it comes time to
'Cause
fucking do it.
He will obsess over something as long as it doesn't include him having to do anything.
If it does, it's because he's fucking depressed, but he won't
Well,
acknowledge it.
we
He's
gotta be
exhausted and unenergized.
We gotta be fair. I mean, it's gonna be this summer, guys. He's gonna do it this summer.
This
He's gonna do it this summer.
You know, he's gonna get out, lose a little bit of weight, then he's gonna do all this stuff. He's gonna buy a microphone when he gets a job, and he's gonna make a show.
He's gonna have his girlfriend buy him a $300 microphone.
He's gonna get an expensive microphone and get some people together and talk about topics and upload it to YouTube.
He'll
Okay,
get famous.
Let
Popular.
me pull up my
That sounds a-
last.
That
My
sounds a little
last-
difficult to do. There's no way anyone could do that.
That's impossible.
Yep.
He did tell me about his latest idea for a show.
Do it.
If I make any, it will be for my channel. Speaking of which, I finally decided what to do and may start this summer after I make some cash.
May start this summer.
May start
be
this
called-
summer.
I'll be called something like Overly Critical, and I'll have shows called Critiquing the Critics, Logic Behind, Your Argument Doesn't Work, and so on. Probably have a learn
This
probably have a learn-
I know.
philosophy or psychology channel.
Dude, okay, there is this. You know who Stefan Molyneux is on YouTube?
Yeah.
He's like
I do not know
he's
this
like
person.
okay, he's like this. He's actually like an intelligent person. He is really logical. He can like pick apart arguments. I don't want to like suck his dick and get anyone to start worshiping him, but he is pretty logical. Like I've watched him like dissect and dismantle people's arguments, and he argues for
I might
like
know who you're talking about.
he argues for like anarcho-capitalism. He's against governments because he says like they're logically fallacious. They're just like people. Well, this isn't what I believe. I'm just explaining it. And I showed this guy to Rob, and guess what happened? Try to guess what happened.
Got absolutely
ahead.
obsessed over him.
Immediately flipped and worshipped this guy. And what you just said is obviously like an offshoot of me showing him that 2 years ago.
Nobody would happen to have his YouTube account, would you? If he even has one.
Does he have one?
All I
don't
know
know,
is just
but
that Atticus phone. There was one on Ethan's videos.
Was that him? Because I figured that was probably like you.
No, that's him. Okay, we got favorites, Vapor, or Fave MXC.
What is it?
On his account, he just has favorites, Vapor, and then some other video. They're just playlists.
Oh, so he doesn't even have shit.
Oh, so are you saying that he never followed up on his channel ideas? Is it summer though?
He said
maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Summer's coming up.
What season? Yeah, summer's almost here, I think. What is it?
He's not.
It's only May.
My
I mean, it's
God.
not summer. It's only the end of May.
He's not that guy masquerading as Dale Cooper from Twin Peaks on Steam right now, is he?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh my fucking
What?
God, it is him. It says Atticus.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Does he
now
have any
I
videos?
need to have a little bit of a fucking rant because I couldn't. Oh, I don't even know what to fucking say because I love Twin Peaks with a passion. I've always loved Twin Peaks because it was something I knew about when I was really young.
I think
So
he
he
already
took
ruined
that-
it for me.
He took that because you liked it, and he ruined it.
I don't
fucked
know.
it.
Like, I mean, I don't know if he even knew about it because I might like something, but I don't forwardly push it onto people and try and become that kind of character. So,
Yeah.
neither of you might have even known that I liked Twin Peaks. Like, I don't
you
walk
not
around
mentioned it?
wearing Twin Peaks hats, and I don't fucking all kinds of shit. I mean, I have a tattoo that says Firewalk with me because, you know, I fucking tattoo all kinds of shit on my body, but I can't quite tell what that hat is, but I'm pretty sure that it's a picture of Dale Cooper with a Make America Great Again Donald Trump hat.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, using a character as a political expression
I mean,
in an otherwise unbiased,
I'm voting
politically
I'm voting for
unaffiliated
Trump,
thing.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
voting
voting
for Trump,
for-
but this is
I like-
another fucking thing he's
We need-
obsessing over.
We need to avoid that topic, but like Ethan likes Bernie, Rob likes Trump, and they're ruining the reputations of both people.
Yeah, they're just.
Rob
fucking
is doing
destroying
more
everything around
damage.
them.
Rob is doing more damage because he can actually drive to places and do it.
Oh my God. This is fucking unbelievable. What the fuck even is this?
Do you guys also know that he's good friends with Sargon of Akkad?
Oh yeah, good. Yeah, of course he is. Of course he thinks he's friends with all these people who say they're like logical argumenters on YouTube. Even though Sargon of Akkad is like opposed to Trump's policies, and Sargon of Akkad is like an actual liberal who advocates some socialism. So
Yeah.
Rob just blindly sucks his dick
He told me
without
a
knowing
story.
anything about him.
He told me a story about how apparently he was in a conversation with Sargon, and
Oh,
I'm
not sure.
some shit must have happened where Sargon was like really pissed off, and he said he was going to leave the alt-right, and apparently it was all Rob's doing. This why
really?
Sargon still is in the alt-right. He said,
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
He said,
Rob,
"Listen."
Rob commandeered this talking head on YouTube all by himself.
Oh yeah, but he
Yeah,
said, "Listen,
absolutely, I believe
Sargon,
it.
these people need you. You are one of the founding fathers of the alt-right." And then apparently Sargon like kept stayed in the
Yeah,
alt-right.
yeah, he would totally change. He definitely would change his entire like life decision based on Rob's few words, because Rob is that kind of person. He's a god.
You guys don't think he ever saw like any of the Purge movies, do you?
I know of them.
Yes,
No,
I've never
I
seen
mean
him.
like I could feel like this is something that he could probably get behind. Like I almost can imagine him standing there talking about why the Purge needs to be an actual thing.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. He would think that it needs to be like an actual
I don't know what made me think of that. It's just what you guys were
But
talking
yeah,
about, and then
I get what you're saying. He fucking believes anything, really.
yeah,
He
but
fucking
like too
believes
far.
he would think that he is not the one getting purged.
Oh my god. Yeah, really.
Well, you know what? Actually, here's the thing, though. He might actually be the one of the ones who want to go on a purge, because everyone else is like a community and everyone knows each other and have connections and
Yeah,
people
and
like
he's
being around each
the
other. And he is
he's the
He is
outcast
the
pushed
outsider.
away. Yeah.
He can't. He feels that's why he would want a purge. It's because he wants to kill other people, and he has no one